One of the most intriguing parts of the Warriors' contending window is the young players on the roster, and the most interesting of those young players on that roster, in my opinion, is Jonathan Kuminga. With guys like Jordan, Poole, and Moses Moody, I know what they can do as players, skill set wise, Poole being an unreal shot creator, and Moody being a really good shooter. But with Kuminga, the intrigue is based mostly off his potential as a player due to his physical gifts and development situation. He had a very productive rookie season considering the amount of minutes he played, or should I say the lack of consistency in the minutes he played. And in today's video, I'll be talking about Jonathan Kuminga and what I think can be next season and in the seasons to follow. The easiest thing for me to predict when it comes to Jonathan Kuminga this upcoming season is the role he will play on offense. I don't expect too much difference in the role Kuminga will play this upcoming season compared to his rookie season, and that's that he will be a play finisher. The difference I see will be in his minutes played. I think his minutes will be much more consistent this upcoming season, but being a threat in transition and as a cutter will be his calling cards. Both of these areas he can be dangerous in due to his strength and athleticism that make him unstoppable going downhill. Regardless of if it's in the future or if it's right now, the foundation of his game will be based around these abilities. Right now, a lot of what Kuminga will be doing on offense is without the basketball in his hands, and he's going to be a consistent rotation piece this season if that is the case. Partially because I just don't think he's good enough as an on-ball creator right now to make it a part of his game on a team that's trying to win, even if he does flash real potential in this area, but also because barring injuries to other players, he's not going to be a starter. So being a threat in transition, as a role man, and as an off-ball scorer cutting to the basket will be his calling cards on offense. Now, it is possible that the Warriors do the same thing they did with him as a rookie and have him play some games in the G League to get some more on-ball rep experience. But looking at the Warriors roster, I would actually lean more towards them looking to use Kuminga as a consistent rotation guy this upcoming season. Usually when you see a player who has a rookie season like Kuminga, they do become a starter in year 2. Look at Jaylen Brown and even Paul George, but that's to a lesser extent as the bigger examples of it. I know people will bring up Kawhi Leonard as an example, but Kawhi Leonard started over half the games his rookie season and was a starter for them in the playoffs as a rookie, and that team went to the conference finals and came within 2 wins of going to the finals. And while Kuminga got spot minutes in the playoffs for the most part as a rookie, so really this isn't a comparison there. And I'm not saying he's Kawhi, I'm not saying he's Paul George, I'm not saying he's Jaylen Brown. But the reality is, unlike them who became full-time starters by their second season, there really isn't an opening for Kuminga to start in year 2 like there was for Jaylen Brown or Paul George. Wiggins has solidified himself as the starting small forward for them, especially with how he played in the playoffs last season, and I highly doubt Kuminga would start over Draymond Green for obvious reasons. But I do see mid to potentially high 20 minutes per game off the bench as a real possibility for Kuminga this season. I think Kuminga will average somewhat better numbers than his rookie season, but won't take any noticeable leap either. It would shock me if he took a massive leap from year 1 to year 2. In another situation, I think it could be possible. If he went to a team that wasn't good and was getting on-ball reps early on, I could see it, because despite the outcome of those potential reps, they are still valuable for experience. However, if he was drafted by a bad team and thrown into a starter role right away, I don't think he would be nearly as efficient as he was with the Warriors this past season, and his splits in the G League are a real sign of the difference between what he is in his role with the Warriors on the active roster and what his role would have been on a bad team. I think going to Golden State is the best thing to happen to Jonathan Kuminga for his development. Limiting what he can do and putting him in positions that potentially impact winning basketball will help him out a lot. I do think learning from your mistakes can be valuable as well, but I also think that being in an all-time great situation as far as winning goes, as far as culture goes, with an all-time great point guard, one of the best to ever do it, 2 other players who are all-time greats at specific skill sets, and having other good veterans in the locker room as well, can be even more valuable. Kuminga has been somewhat polarizing as a prospect in the basketball community. Some people think he's going to be a superstar, while others think he was overrated as a prospect entering the league who shouldn't have gone in the lottery. I fall somewhere in the middle on this. I don't think he's the next big-time superstar or baby Giannis like some people say. One, because Giannis is a name that should never be brought up in player comps, and two, because I just think that he has flaws as far as feel for the game go that may limit his ceiling. In order to be a superstar as a forward, you need to be able to do certain things as a self-creator and passer. And while Kuminga has potential as a self-creator, I don't think it's to the point where you can call him someone that will be a superstar if he reaches his high-end outcome in this area. And while I do think Kuminga has potential as a passer, like with the self-creation, it's not to the level of superstar potential in my opinion. However, I don't think you should focus on his flaws so much to the point where you overlook what he can do and what he can potentially do like some people have. Yes, his flaws are real. The feel for the game isn't great. He predetermines as a creator, and he does struggle as a shooter. But there's potential to grow in these areas. He's young, and it's way too early to act like he's a finished product. He has the physical tools and the potential to justify taking him top 10 in my opinion, which he was taken in the top 10, and there's a real chance that he does hit his high-end outcomes. Even if it isn't fully high-end, I do think it is possible. I think the best way to go about Jonathan Kuminga is to focus on what he does well now as a play finisher and slowly bring along the other areas of the game that he has potential in but definitely needs a lot of work in as well. Kuminga has gifts as an athlete at 19 years old that you just can't teach. You can't teach 6'8", 220 pounds with a near 7-foot wingspan. You can't teach his kind of strength at that young of an age, and you can't teach that kind of unstoppable force going downhill. Kuminga flashes in other areas of the game as well. Areas that can make him even more deadly as a player in the future. It's why he went so high in the draft. It's why the Warriors took him top 7, even though there were probably players that were more ready to contribute now that were still on the board. At his best, I think Kuminga has potential to be an all-star. Average around 20 plus points per game, 7 plus rebounds per game, and 2 plus assists per game while being a good defender. And maybe even be more than that. Now, only time will tell if he will reach this kind of potential, but the tools are there. Based off what I've seen with Kuminga as a rookie, I think I've set a good potential ceiling on him. But you never know. Players that have the gifts that you can't teach, like Kuminga does, always have a chance to massively exceed the realistic outcomes that the tape shows early on. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, notified whenever I release a video. I'm making videos about basketball all the time, so if that interests you, this is the channel for you. If you want to check out my other work, you can click the icon in the middle here so you can check out my other videos on this channel. I have plenty of other videos about basketball, including another video about Jonathan Kuminga himself that you can check out. 2 videos will be popping up here. My other work that I do that isn't related to basketball. One video is me reviewing every episode of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? The other video is my most recent upload about Classroom with the Elite, which is my favorite high school media series ever. So you want to check that out, click either of those videos. The link to that channel will be in the description below and in the pinned comment. And the video that YouTube will be recommending from this channel will be popping up on the other side. That being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.